You will not believe how long it took for me to get home after this dinner. So after my Sunday evening chicken satay in Batam, I drove to the ferry terminal with a roadside pit stop for durian along the way. There was a huge line for immigration because they only had 2 workers, so I barely made it to the boat on time, but that didn't even end up mattering because they delayed departure for 30 minutes so that everyone could get on. I got off in Singapore and didn't realize there was a time change in there somewhere and now had under an hour to get to the airport before check-in for my flight closed. I got in a cab and told him to floor it, and to his credit, I was at the airport in 26 minutes. There was a slight panic when the flight attendant ripped up my ticket and gave me a new one, but turns out I just got my gender wrong and she was fixing it for me, and after a quick shower in the lounge, I boarded my flight.
It is Monday morning and I made it to Korea.
I had to go pick up my luggage from storage, and turns out there was a spa right around the corner, so of course that's where I spent my 8-hour layover. I fell asleep on the floor here for like an hour and then went back to the terminals to check in for my next flight. 2.5 hours from Seoul to Zhengzhou. Yes, now I'm in a Chinese taxi on my way to a Chinese hotel that I booked on WeChat fully in Chinese, a language I do not speak at all. The next morning we took the hotel shuttle bus back to the airport.
Chinese airport core. This airport is really popular for domestic flights, but not popular at all for international flights. Like, it's empty in here. It's really good if you're flying internationally because there's no lines at all, but on the other hand, nothing is open and there's nothing to do. It's giving pandemic core.
Somebody must have told the airline that this was my 8th journey in 2 days because this was the best flight of my life. Super quiet, lots of food, and it was almost fun. Almost. I had my regular passport issues at border control, there was a slight delay with the trains, and I finally made it home to London on Tuesday evening, 51 hours later.